Hey guys, today's video is going to be very interesting. There is a lot of new Infamous Second Son stuff coming through the front door. We have new pictures, new articles, new information, and new gameplay. The gameplay is, I think, the best part out of this because we get to see an extended look at the cutscene from the Fetch trailer. We get a Good and Evil cutscene, and we get Good and Evil Karma gameplay. We also get to see the user interface of the game. We get to see some more Neon gameplay with the powers. We get to see just a lot of really cool stuff. We also find out that the way you make choices in the game not only affects how the game plays out for you, but it affects other characters in the game. The prime example being that the mission where you fight Fetch right after the boss battle, you have a choice. You can either be the good guy and take Fetch under your arm and kind of teach her how to be a good conduit, or you can run away with her and teach her how to be more evil and corrupt her, which is really, really awesome. So you're just looking at the new screenshots right now on the screen. I'm gonna play the video as it was posted, so I'm gonna just play it straightforward, make certain cuts in the video, and I'm actually gonna add a little bit of goofiness to this video. I'm gonna add some funny things in here. Hopefully I can get you to laugh. If not, you're probably gonna be pissed at me for adding all this stupid nonsense. Anyway, let's get into the video. I can't wait to show you all this new fantastic stuff.
Delsin, you all right, brother?
What happened?
Oh, you did good. You did good, buddy. Come on, get up, get up. Oh, whoa. Hey, you did good. I know just where to put filth like this. Somewhere where Augustine won't find her, and she won't be hurting anybody else.
Hey, no. She's just killing drug dealers, man.
Killing? Delsin, murdering drug dealers.
What do you think I'm doing to the DUP?
What you have to save the Akomish back home.
She stays free.
No. Dude, no way. Look, just because you have the same affliction, not gift, affliction, doesn't mean that we're gonna pick up every little piece of trash we find. Look, I'm never going to abandon you, all right? Not ever. This one goes in a cage. Hey!
When it comes to conduits, it's my call. Not yours, not ours, mine.
Oh, really? So Mr. Freewheeling Badass finally wants to take on some responsibility. And for what, huh? A bioterrorist with a body count?
I love you, Reg. Don't make me break that handsome nose of yours.
Fine. When she kills someone's father tomorrow, or mother the day after that, you're the one that allowed that to happen.
You calm down.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of very interesting stuff in that cutscene. I want to go back to the beginning where Reggie mentions a character named Augustine.
Somewhere where Augustine won't find her.
Augustine could be anybody, but I'm predicting that she is the leader of the DUP, the woman from the original trailer. And a lot of people actually thought she was Moya from Infamous 1, and there is a chance that still might be possible. You see, in the comic books, it showed Moya drowning. It didn't show her dead, it showed her drowning, which means there's a possibility she faked her death to make Cole believe she was gone, so then when she comes back, she figures out that Cole is dead and that conduits are still running rampant. So when the government creates the DUP, she comes in out of thin air, I'm assuming, and takes control of that organization. That would be a very, very interesting plot twist. I'll tell you that right now.
No. She's just killing drug dealers, man.
Killing. Delsin. Murdering drug dealers.
What do you think I'm doing to the DUP?
What you have to save the Akomish back home.
At this part in the cutscene, you really get the sense that Reggie is hypocritical. You see, Fetch is killing drug dealers, and Reggie makes a big deal out of it. Oh, that's evil, that's bad, she shouldn't be doing that. But Delsin is doing the exact same thing to the DUP, and Reggie justifies it. Oh, but you're doing it for the Akomish, which is their Indian tribe that they, come from back in their Indian reserve, which is where they live. And I think that is a really, really poor excuse that Reggie just pulled right out of his ass. Because if you think about it, how does killing the DUP even come close to protecting an Indian tribe? First of all, if they're on a reserved plot of land, nothing should be happening to them. They should be facing no danger. Second of all, why would the DUP come after them? They're looking for conduits, not Native Americans. I think Reggie just really doesn't want Fetch to get away free, so he's trying to find every excuse possible to keep her locked up.
She stays free.
No. Dude, no way. Look, just because you have the same affliction, not gift, affliction, doesn't mean that we're gonna pick up every little piece of trash we find. Look, I'm never going to abandon you, all right? Not ever. This one goes in a cage. Hey!
So we finally get to hear what Reggie really thinks about having superpowers. He calls it an affliction, which is like a disease or a really bad problem, something you would not want to be caught in public with. And then he goes on to say, we're not going to pick up every piece of trash we find. And that hurts Delsin's feelings, obviously, and then Reggie realizes he screwed up, so he has to make up something else to make Delsin feel less hurt. And I'm going to step aside here and talk about something a little bit off topic, but I love the new emotion capture technology Sucker Punch is using. It's fantastic. They are able to capture all of the little tiny details on the actor's face, the wrinkle in the forehead or the movement of the jaw or the cheekbones. It's absolutely amazing. I've never seen so much detail in a game before. I love what they're doing with this. I had to point that out. Back to when Reggie said,
I know just where to put filth like this. Somewhere where Augustine won't find her, and she won't be hurting anybody else.
That's interesting because if Augustine is the leader of the DUP, and Reggie said this one belongs in a cage,
This one goes in a cage.
he can't be talking about a DUP cage, like the cages they hold the conduits in at their base camps. Maybe he's talking about a little small town prison. Maybe he has a jailhouse at, the Native American Reserve. I really don't know what he's talking about here, because if he put Fetch in a DUP cage, Augustine would find her, if Augustine is the leader of the DUP.
When it comes to conduits, it's my call. Not yours, not ours, mine.
So what you're looking at right now is the Evil Karma Decision cutscene. This is after you make the choice, and this is the cutscene that plays when you choose the evil choice, and that is to corrupt Fetch, make her evil, make her more violent, and ultimately make you more evil. And this results in a different mission than if you would have chosen the good karma choice. And basically in both cutscenes, there is a feeling of Delsin not being responsible. Reggie points that out in both cutscenes, but in different ways. But it's still obvious to the player that Delsin is not a responsible character. And I think by the end of this game, I'm just going to make this prediction, Delsin is going to be a grown-up, responsible man. So through Second Son, we're going to see an evolution of Delsin's character from reckless teenage freewheeling badass boy to responsible grown-up man.
Oh, really? So Mr. Freewheeling Badass finally wants to take on some responsibility. And for what, huh? A bioterrorist with a body count?
I love you, Reg. Don't make me break that handsome nose of yours.
Fine. When she kills someone's father tomorrow, or Mother the day after that. You're the one that allowed that to happen.
Well, that is something I'm definitely not used to seeing in the Infamous franchise. I know Infamous 1 was dark and mysterious, but Second Son feels like it's going to be more tense. I have the feeling that they're going to allow you to make a choice, and then they're going to make you think about that choice and the consequences that come with it. And it really plays off well when Reggie says, when she kills someone's father tomorrow and Mother the day after that, you're the one that'll know that family. I like the way he says it. I love the tone. The acting is, top notch. They're doing a really good job with this. And I think this time around, when you make a choice, you're not just going to be good or evil and then move on. You're going to pick something, and then you're going to be pondering that choice for a long time after you've already made that decision. But can't you kind of realize Reggie's frustration here? His brother is running off with this girl to be evil and kill people and destroy things, and Reggie doesn't want that reputation attached to his family. I mean, he's just trying to be a good cop.
Hi, buddy. Would you like a glass of water?
Yeah, actually.
Too bad.
Calm down.
Yeah. Let's talk.
You guys are everywhere.
So now what you're looking at is the Evil Karma gameplay. And this is the first gameplay that we get to see where everything has been added into the game. We have the heads-up display. We get to see a full mission, obviously without, some cutscenes. They don't want to spoil everything. But this is what you're going to see when you play the game in just 33 days. 33 days. That's awesome. I literally can't wait for this. The anticipation is killing me. Anyway, look up at the top left corner of the screen. This is the new and improved Karma meter. It matches the image on Delson's jacket, if you can see the image on his jacket. I paused it at this specific point so you could look at that. And basically, I was right about the image on his vest changing depending on what Karma you were. Now, the Pyro Gunner thinks that this is the Outlaw rank. I think this is the Infamous rank, and I'll explain why. If you look at this picture, this is just the standard image for his jacket. Now, since there's no neutral rank in Infamous, I don't know whether this is Guardian or Thug. I'm not exactly sure. I think this is Outlaw. I think this is the Outlaw Karma rank. Then this is Infamous. It makes sense when you look at it that way. And then, of course, Good Karma is the exact opposite. The white bird is on top instead of the red bird. But I think that's really cool. I like that jacket design. I'm going to have a lot of fun, doing Good and Evil Karma with those different designs. That is one thing I like. Now look at the bottom left corner. This is the new energy meter, and I'm not sure how much I like this. Everything in Second Son seems to be kind of spray paint themed. So now basically your energy meter is just a black spray paint design with a spray painted bar across it that stands for your energy and how much of it you have. And this bar goes down a lot more slower than previous Infamous games. And I think that's because draining energy in Second Son is not going to be about getting more energy and replenishing your energy. I think draining is going to be more about what power do you want? What power do you want equipped? So we're kind of switching gameplay elements here, which is not a bad thing. That's not bad at all. I like that idea. I like the fact that the energy doesn't drain as fast as it did in Infamous 2. I'm just not sure how much I like the little spray-painted bar. And the bar does change colors depending on what power you have equipped. I'm pretty sure your powers change color depending on what Karma you are, too. If you haven't seen the Pyro Gunner's video, I recommend checking his out. I'll put a link for that down below. And then over on the bottom right-hand side, we have the map. And the map, It doesn't seem like anything special. I haven't played the game yet. Below the map, there is your objective. So now, instead of the objective being on the top of the screen, and it only shows up for a few seconds, now the objective is beneath the map and it stays there until you have completed the objective. You know, go to this place, fight through the tunnel, kill these guys, do this thing. I like that. I like this setup. I like the way it's all laid out. And then right next to the karma meter is your XP feed, which tells you what you're doing and, you know, how evil that is. So Delsin is, you know, killing civilians, executing people, he's rampaging, and every time you do a karmic action, a little star will travel up the screen over to the karma meter, and depending on whether it's good or evil, it'll be a red star or a blue star. I don't know how annoying that is. Some people say they don't like it. Personally, I think it's okay. I think it's pretty cool. I like that. I like it a lot, actually. I'm overall pleased with this interface, but I guess we'll just have to see when we play the game. Now I'd like you to look at the sign right in the middle of the screen that says Lifeline. No to drugs, no to bioterrorists, pure body, pure soul. I have a feeling that these guys are going to be the new protesters in Second Son. Kind of like the Infamous 2 protesters, except they're going to be more of an activist group rather than random civilians on the street. What would be really cool is if they're driving around in their trucks and they're walking down the street, and if they see a bioterrorist, they start yelling at them and booing them and throwing rocks at them. Instead of, like Infamous 2, you had to attack the protesters first. This time, I want the protesters to look at you and say, bioterrorist, there he is, and they come after you. So then if you're good karma, you actually feel like you have to ignore them to stay good. Unlike Infamous 2, where they didn't do anything. I would like that a lot. I think that would be really cool. Also, I want you to look at this sign when Delsin is fighting the DUP soldiers. There's like 2 or 3 of these signs around. Pay attention to the signs, because when Delsin charges up his smoke blast and he knocks a guard against the sign actually dents and there's like a gray spot where the soldier hit the wall. That's something I like to call DED, Dynamic Environment Damage. That's just a term I literally just made up right now. But it's awesome. I love that. They're also working on something called the reality bubble, and that means that the distance you get from another AI person is larger before that person despawns. So you know, like in video games, you'll see a pedestrian walking down the street, some random NPC, and then you turn around and you turn back around and that person is gone. Well, in Second Son, that's not going to happen. In Second Son, that person is like an actual living, breathing person in that world, in that version of Seattle. So when you turn around and you run 2 blocks away, you can run backwards to try to find that same guy and he'll still be there. Really cool stuff we're talking about. Speaking of pedestrians, I just want you to take note of all of the different archetypes of pedestrians and cars that you see in this gameplay. It's not like Infamous 2 where you see 2 of the same pedestrian walking down the street, or you see 2 of the same cars. There's not just 3 different car models with different colors. There's actually different cars. There's different clothes for every civilian. We're going to have much more variety in just the ambient world this time around, which I think is fantastic. It's going to help add to that sense of realism in the game.
Back off!
So right here we see that when an enemy is incapacitated, and this goes for everybody, soldiers, pedestrians, anyone you take down, and they're not fully dead yet, you have 2 options. The square and triangle buttons will appear above their head, and you can either execute them or you can subdue them, which is the same thing as Bio Leech or Arc Restrain from Infamous 2, except you don't have to hold R1 to do it anymore. And executing is just a simple kick. Just kick him right in the stomach and he dies. And I don't know what the subduing animation looks like, but we do get to see that in the Neon gameplay that I'm going to show you next. And also, this DUP Knight, that's the enemy archetype with all the concrete powers. This Knight is summoning up this swarm of black stuff. I read an article, and I'll have the links for all of this stuff down below, but I read an article that said this was rubber, or at least it looked like rubber, and that when the Knight feels threatened or low on health, he'll call up this swarm of rubber to shield him from your attacks.
Idiot girl just waited for help.
A lot of people have been saying that Second Son is very familiar to Infamous 1 for fans of the franchise that have played the first two games. So playing Second Son is like putting on a warm fuzzy sweater. You're returning to a feeling of being familiar with the game, and it still is an Infamous game at the core, and there are a lot of similarities. And I have noticed some similarities in just this gameplay while looking at Infamous 1.
There's a truck attached to the pipe down here.
That's probably the source of the plague. Destroy it.
It should be my responsibility.
Yeah, because responsibility is not exactly something you excel at. I got this. Fine. I'm here for the tribe, not the Holland bioterrorists.
I'm a conduit.
He's cool. He's normally cool. He's just... not today.
Yeah. Let's talk.
So that was the good karma cutscene that you just saw. Not really that different from the evil karma, except for the fact that Delsin actually steps up and says, I want responsibility, I can handle this. Nobody gets hurt, but Reggie still walks away with an insult. I'm not sure how much I'm going to like Reggie if he's like that for the whole game. But this is what I really want to show you, the Good Karma Neon gameplay. Now this mission, you and Fetch team up to go fight drug dealers at the port of the city. And there's a lot of interesting things in here. I think the neon powers are more interesting than Smoke at this point, because this gameplay is the first official gameplay for Neon that we've seen. It's on screen, Neon is completely finished, it has a melee attack and everything. There's even a special little power for Neon that I really like. So, let's get into this. The first thing you notice is obviously the symbol on Delsin's vest. It's different. This time he's good karma, so the white eagle is on top. I think this is the hero rank for the exact same reason I explained about the Infamous rank in the Evil gameplay. I also want you to notice the energy meter is purple because he's equipped Neon, so it changes colors depending on the power that you have equipped. So here we see the Neon Dash attack, and I really like this. Delsin just leaps forward, knocks the guy right off his feet, and he lands face first on the ground. Does it again to this other guy. It's very quick, it's very fluid. I like this animation. We also see Fetch over there trying to help us out. She's on top of a building. This is just really cool. I'm liking the way this looks. So I just realized that this video probably won't be posted until tomorrow, which means we only have 32 days until the game comes out, which is even better. But let's take a look at this scene right here. What you're looking at is what I think is a Neon-only ability. Basically, when you aim down the sights with Neon equipped, a blue aura appears around the enemy's leg and a red aura appears around their head. This is synonymous with Karma. If you shoot him in the leg, then it automatically subdues him and keeps him alive. If you shoot him in the head, it's an instant kill. And I'm sure you understand why shooting him in the leg would be a good idea, especially if you want to be a good guy. So now we have Karma choices not only in missions, but in the everyday world of Second Son, just when you're free roaming around the city. So here we get a look at the Neon Grenade, which kind of acts like the Levitation Blast from Infamous 2. Once it hits an enemy, it throws them up in the air, and then they kind of float around in slow motion for a little bit, giving you a chance to shoot them. It's kind of hard to tell because right after he throws the grenade, he zooms in, and when you zoom in with Neon, that slows down time as well, so you have a little bit of extra precision to aim. But trust me, it does, the grenade does make the enemies float around a little bit. If you pay attention close enough, you'll be able to see that. Yes, yes, yes. I love this Neon melee weapon. It's so awesome. Delsin just takes his chain, straightens it out, and turns it into a big hot pink sword. Of course, it doesn't actually cut through anything, but you can still beat the shit out of someone with it. That is awesome. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this when I get my hands on the game. So I have no idea what this power is or what it does, but it looks pretty cool. Delsin just leaps forward, puts his hands out in front of him, and creates a wall of neon. I'm assuming this is an offensive attack, seeing as how he jumps forward and then creates the neon barrier. I'm guessing what happens is if you're close enough to an enemy and you do this attack, the neon wall will push him back or knock him over. I'm not exactly sure. They didn't really showcase this power very well, so I don't know what it does or how effective it is.
So, ready to storm the castle?
I say we wait them out. Make them come to us.
Oh, good. Sit and wait. My favorite strategy.
And why don't you join me on the roof here and enjoy the fireworks? I'm about to light up all the drug
Never get tired of that.
So I'd just like you to take note of the touchpad design on the screen that's telling you this is how you drain powers, and it shows up whenever you're close to a power source like a neon sign or a chimney. I like this, but I hope it doesn't show up every single time I'm at a power source, especially after I've played the game, because I already know how to drain power. I don't want this to show up every single time. At least give me an option to turn it off or only put it in once or twice. I also think it's kind of cool how when Delsin drains the neon from the sign, he goes, "Oh, I never get tired of that."
Light up all the drug
Never get tired of that.
I just really like the ambient voice acting. I like the fact that the characters talk, even if they're just walking around doing some random activities. It doesn't have to be scripted talking. It just kind of happens. It makes the characters feel more alive. Unlike Infamous 2, Cole never talked unless he was in a mission. I think that's something new to video games. I've never seen a game where the character just talks out of nowhere, whether he's in a mission or not. I really like that.
You ready? Let's light up the bay.
So there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe for more content. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you next time.